I'm going to read you a little story tonight about where did Daddy's hair go? And I love this book because I used to read it when the kids were smaller and they would have sleepovers or friends over. I would read this book to them and their friends. And the funny thing is, Elizabeth and Wesley's daddy doesn't have any hair. So this book is kind of about him. All right, let's read it. So this book is Where Did Daddy's Hair Go? By Joe O'Connor and illustrated by Henry Payne. I'll hold it like this. Okay. Jeremiah Jensen was very excited. It was a bright, sunny day at the ballpark, and he was at his first big league baseball game with his daddy. Jeremiah had never seen so many people in one place. Jeremiah's dad was also feeling good. He was with his son enjoying the smells of the ballpark, watching his favorite team, just as he had done so many times with his own father, Jeremiah's grandpa. The score was tied, 0-0, when suddenly there was a crack of a bat. One of the home team players had hit a home run. Jeremiah's dad jumped up from his seat and cheered loudly for his team. Just then, a large man seated behind them yelled, "Hey, Baldy, sit down!" Jeremiah was startled and a little worried. With a smile, his dad turned to the man and said, "How did you know my name?" The large man smiled back. Later, as they were driving home from the game, Jeremiah thought again about the large man. "Daddy, why did that man call you Baldy?" His dad smiled. "Because people who don't have much hair on their heads are considered bald," he explained. Jeremiah thought about this. Then he wondered what he might look like without any hair. The next day, Jeremiah was sitting at the kitchen table with his dad. His dad was on the phone. Jeremiah wasn't paying much attention to what his father was saying, but he did hear one thing. "Ever since I lost my hair." Jeremiah didn't catch the rest of the sentence. He was thinking too hard about the first part. Daddy lost his hair, Jeremiah thought. So that's what this is all about. A smile crept across his face. Well then, I'm going to find it. That will make Daddy very happy. He scooted off his seat and left the kitchen. The search for Daddy's hair had begun. Jeremiah started in the house. He looked in the closets, in the cupboards, in the drawers. He looked in the bathtub. He looked in the garage. He even looked in the toilet. Nothing. Venturing outside, Jeremiah continued to hunt for Daddy's hair. He looked in sewers, in trash cans, and under rocks. He looked in the front yard and in the backyard, even in the garden. Still nothing. He headed back to the house, discouraged. Where did Daddy's hair go? Where would hair go? Then Jeremiah had an idea. I wonder if other things lose their hair like Daddy did. Jeremiah thought of other things that looked like Daddy's head. A pencil eraser, a hill with no grass on top, a camel's hump, a turtle, even a pig. Well, maybe the pig and the camel's hump had a little fuzz, but there wasn't a lot of it. But none of these things really lost their hair, Jeremiah thought. Some of them didn't even have hair to begin with. He sighed, and then he went into the family room. His baby sister, Rosemary, was playing in her crib. Then it hit him. Rosemary had a smooth, shiny head, almost like Daddy's. Maybe he was born like that, Jeremiah thought. Jeremiah found his father in the backyard. Dad, he asked, were you just born like that, with no hair? Many people are born nearly bald, replied his dad. Even you. Yikes! Jeremiah felt his head just to make sure it was still there. Well, then that's it. No, you see, I did eventually grow hair, but as I got older, my hair fell out little by little, Jeremiah's dad explained. Jeremiah thought about what his father had said. He tried to picture what his dad would look like with hair. Would Daddy be a different person with hair? Jeremiah wondered. Did it hurt when your hair came out? Jeremiah asked. No. Did it bleed? Nope. Did you cry? No, said his dad. I was a little upset, but I realized having hair doesn't matter. It's who you are on the inside that counts. The next day, Jeremiah and his family went to the beach. Jeremiah looked around at people. They were all different shapes and sizes and colors. Some were small, some were tall, some were skinny, some were plump. There were even different kinds of bald heads. There were some that looked like donuts, others like horseshoes. Some were completely bald, like the man in the moon. Jeremiah looked over at his dad. The sun was bouncing off his shiny head. Let's get back. And Jeremiah smiled. Daddy, he said. Yes, Jeremiah? I don't need to look for your hair anymore. I think you're perfect, just the way you are. The end.